Hey Doc, how are things?
Seems to me, boy, like the criminal mind hasn't been becoming any easier to understand.
I know what you mean, Doc. We always wonder what makes people do the things they do. In the case of the criminal mind, we wonder what caused this person's mind to be so cruel and twisted. Was it something in their lives, abuse, bullying, a broken home, or influences that affected them? Or was it that they were born that way, a genetic that some people may not have fault in? So the question we see is, was it nature or nurture that made a criminal out of this individual?
And this is what I thought out to learn more about. At first my thought was that criminals are greatly influenced by the environment they were brought up in. But some sources that included research and actually data stated that in some people there is a cause to believe that genetics may be a factor. There seemed to be a disagreement between psychological point of views and the views of genetics. Of course, neither side is right or wrong, this is all still debated. As we will see, the criminal mind is a complex one.
Really? Doc, please carry on. I am curious to know about some of your findings.
Okay, my boy. Well, John Edward Douglas, a former special agent with the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, one of the first criminal profilers and criminal psychology author. In the article he says that in order to understand the killer you must understand the crime committed. Also, those authorities make decisions about sentencing, treatment, parole, and probation without really knowing the motivation behind the crime. Today, there is more of an effort to try to gain insight into the minds of killers, rapists, and other criminals. John describes how each criminal must be approached differently in order to step into that criminal's train of thought.
Really?
And Sebastian, the country's top forensic criminologists, Sebastian had given evidence in numerous high-profile cases, including those of the ski-like shooter Nigel Peterson and Mark Scott Crossley. In his article, Sebastian shows us his inquiry of cases of complex and multifaceted crimes, stating that behavioral scientists state that a serial killer's motives are inner drives that find its release only in killing. It is also stated that serial killers are of average intelligence and male. They also list 4 major types of motives of a serial killer: visionary, mission-orientated, hedonistic, and power/control.
Wow. Doc. But what about the idea that nature can also be the cause to a criminal's action?
Why, yes, my boy. Neuroscientist named Jim Fallon talks about brain scans and genetic analysis that may uncover the rotten wiring in the nature of murderers. In a TED Talk I attended, he describes some of the similarities that he has seen with each case he has done. One thing he found was that they all had some type of brain damage and some genetics. A key thing is that the major violence genes, called the Mauer gene, and there is a variant to this gene that is in the normal population. Some of you have this, and it's sex-linked. That is found in the X chromosome. And so in this way you can only get it from your mother. And in fact this is probably why mostly men, boys, are psychopathic killers, or are very aggressive. In this article by Nick Sanfei, William F. Gabrielli, and Barry Hutchings, these men reviewed perceived studies that show that criminal behavior can be and may be influenced by genetics. These studies date back to the 1970s. Many of their studies are of twins and adoptions. In the twin study they take both identical and fraternal twins, showing how identical twins have more of a risk of being registered for criminal behavior. While in the adoption study, they see that criminal behavior in the biological parents was significantly related to criminal behavior in the adoptees. In conclusion, they stated that Biological as well as interaction with social variables may make useful contributions to our understanding of causes of criminal behavior.
Dang. Doc. This is amazing.
Yes, even though there is still a debate between the natures or nurture of the criminal mind, seems to me these both have a hand in this.
That's true, Doc. Both sides seem to have great support. But until we have a clear understand of the criminal mind, our jobs we just get harder.